William Shakespeare once observed that all the world is a stage. Clearly, Billy never lived in Los Angeles, where not only is the world a stage, but oftentimes the world is nothing more than an impromptu pitch meeting waiting to be conducted. Witness, maybe 13 years ago. I'm working at a very famed outdoor restaurant in Malibu, California called Joffrey's. Joffrey's overlooks the Pacific Ocean with views of the water, the beach, fresh sea air. And as restaurants go, imagine serving food on a tennis court, an asymmetrical tennis court. That's kind of like what it was like. And on this particular night, I'm by myself, restaurant's getting ready to close, and of course, someone comes in right under the wire. It's a deuce, two people. Older gentleman, younger woman. Older gentleman is kind of rumpled, lumpy, a little gnomish, but the woman he's with is stunning. She's clearly lots younger, probably of Eastern Indian extraction, and just gorgeous. So much so that the two of them kind of embody what I came to know, or what I've come to know, as the Los Angeles calculus, where if you see a really average-looking man, and I'm being generous, and the average-looking man is very much older than the woman he's with, and that woman is extraordinarily gorgeous, and they're clearly not related by blood. Really, the average guy, really gorgeous woman equals lots of money and influence to justify that kind of dynamic. And I'm not being a cynic when I say that. It's just how it is here. Anyway, they sit down. I present them menus and start to interact with them, get them going. And the gentleman is very voluble, chatty, downright chatty, and he's of Irish descent. He's got a brogue, and they order some drinks, and I come back, and we're talking. And he says to me, every time I would stop by the table, he would engage with me, and then he really dug in, and he's like, "Tell me something. Do you like the movies? Are you a movie person? Do you like the movies?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. I like them a lot." He goes, "Who's your favorite actor? Do you have a favorite?" I said, "Well, Gary Oldman, favorite actor, Robert De Niro for obvious reasons." And but I said, if you got to name one, I go, Daniel Day-Lewis. Forget about it. I mean, My Left Foot. If you've only seen My Left Foot and Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot, that's all you need to know. So, Daniel Day-Lewis, very good, very good. What movies do you like? Do you have a favorite? I said, well, coincidentally, My Left Foot, really extraordinary. Oh, yeah, My Left Foot, yeah, all right, whatever. He's very non-committal. And he keeps peppering me with questions, and it to such an extent that at some point, I don't feel like we're talking as much as he's interviewing me, which when you're serving someone food is not the dynamic you want to aspire to. So next time I go to the table, I said, well, tell me, I said, you seem like you're pretty well informed in these matters. What are your thoughts? Who are your favorite actors? Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis is nice. I go, how about movies? Do you have a favorite movie? He goes, yeah, well, And I go, My Left Foot. Come on, if you like Daniel Day-Lewis, you got to love My Left Foot. Well, yeah, I like My Left Foot. It's all right. All right. And I said, well, who are you that you know all these things, or that you have these interests? He goes, my name is Jim Sheridan. It hit me like a cold wave off the Pacific out of nowhere. Jim Sheridan is the director of My Left Foot. And I'm like, oh, no. No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to wind me up like a little toy and have me parading around the floor here for your amusement. That is, and I was actually kind of ticked. He took it in good spirit, but it really, he caught me leaning, as they say. So at this point, he says, well, I get the impression that you do more than act, though. Are you a writer? And of course, at the time I had a screenplay that I was pitching around town. He just tell him. I said, yeah, I'm a writer. What do you write? Well, I've got a screenplay I'm pitching around town. Oh, really? What's the title? I'm a sucker for titles. I said, Divine Intervention. Ooh, Divine Intervention. It's lofty. It conjures an image. I said, yeah, well, tell me the story. Just give me the setup. And I do, and with each passing detail, he's getting more interested. Ooh, that's cool. And he's looking at the gorgeous woman he's with, and she's supporting his notion. So finally, we go through the entire story in a span of about 3 minutes, and then he goes, tell me the end. I've got to know the end. And I tell him the end, and he goes, oh, you lost me there. Get the check, will you? I felt like he'd pick me up by my heels and drop me on my head, only to ask for the check. So I give him the check, and he pays the bill, leaves me a handsome tip, and bids me good night. Drifts into the evening, never to be seen again. And as I'm walking to my car that night, walking up PCH in the dark, I thought, God, only in Los Angeles can you be waiting tables 1 minute, pitching your movie the next, coming close, only to be left going home with nothing. And if you don't believe me, why would I lie? Take care. Hope you're staying healthy.